I don't know if you've noticed, but can you tell me what's wrong with this picture? Take a guess. Here, I'll make it a little easier for you. Take a guess as to what's wrong with this picture. Somebody decided I needed a mustache. Well, that's okay. I mean, I've spent plenty of time running around Gotham putting mustaches on things. The eye patch I can live with. The mustache, though, it's a little much. It's a little much. Okay, so we all saw the mustache and whatnot on my statue. And really, who can blame anybody? I spent, like I said, a good, I don't know, few weeks running around putting mustaches on anything. This yellow lantern over here, prime mustache candidate. I mean, look at the way the handle and the top goes. That looks like two eyes. You put a couple eyeballs in there and a mustache under the main part of the lantern. Yeah, that might be the yellow lantern of fear, but it's a good candidate for a mustache. Anyway, I don't do that anymore. And I have, hence, gone ahead and cleaned up the statue. As you can see, the statue has been demustachified, and I have removed the patch. But I have also made a tiny little change, and I decided I like the look. So here we go, a more subtle version. I think it fits, works. But that's neither here nor there. So what we're up to today is simply more work on our summer home here in Arkham. We're going to do some completion work on this castle here. I'm going to make the turrets a little different, making use of some lodestones and completing that turret and maybe the four behind it. And we also got some projects that need explaining. And that's what we're into for today. But for now, let's get to work on the castle. I know I said we were going to get to work on the castle. And then you see me standing in almost exactly the same place where I was before. Not exactly promising, you say. What have you been doing all this time? Well, I've been working. I just forgot to hit record. So, while we still have projects to explain, we also have a lot of progress on the castle. Ta-da! Okay, so we have some progress having been made on the castle, and I think it's turned out quite well. I mean, look at it. Yes, there's no obvious way in. That is by design. There is a key and a way in, but I'm not going to show it on camera. Because, as you know, those iron doors over there can only open with a redstone signal. And I'm no redstone genius, but I happen to watch one on YouTube. And thanks to Mr. Mumbo Jumbo, this has a very simple key. You can go watch his videos and you will definitely see which one I've used. but you won't know which one I've used. And now, through the magic of editing, we are on the other side of the doors. You can see my button down there as to how I'm getting out of here. And a little glass ceiling. And all my supplies for having built what I've done so far. Super smelter behind me. Much different than my regular super smelter back at the other castle. And those iron trapdoors, well, they're for all the wiring below the floor. And, you know, I might be able to get a little bit of more of an area down there too, but I'm not working quite on that right now. That was totally just for the wiring for the redstone. And I have also my bedroom over there. Now, you know, there's another room up in there, and there's this little alcove here. Goes up. I am not sure what I'm doing with any of this yet. I may do nothing with it. Got another one over here. Well, actually, I'm planning on putting... I got an idea for this tower. But we'll get there. But, yeah, I'm getting fairly well set up. The summer home here, a little bit more well set up than one would think for such a little area, but we're gonna not worry about this too much. And we have other projects that we need to talk about anyway. So I will meet you at my bunker. You saw the structure over my shoulder. We'll go there in a bit. But for now, we have to activate this computer. All the components are now in place except for the one that is in my hand. And that will go in that center block right behind us and activate the entire system. And there it is. So now we just have to go down to the terminal and see if everything that we've worked so hard for is, you know, gonna work.
Booting. Power source confirmed. Initializing vocal interface. Sigma coming online.
Good to hear your voice, Sigma.
Thank you, DRAlien of Alternate Earth 2.
Is the project with the time fluid finished?
Affirmative.
And you're able to power the coordinates from here and are in constant communication with my alien doctor's headband?
Affirmative. We are linked with you.
Excellent. I'm heading over to the secondary location to initiate the first jump. We are here at the second location you heard me allude to with Sigma, my new AI. Sigma is a combination of Sid and Psi. I like the word Sigma, really. That's really what that comes down to. But the other me had to build a Psi terminal, and since I have those memories stored in my brain, when I built that supercomputer and I stole the design for the Psi terminal, I included some of that AI into my design. The brilliance of the interdimensional design is the sheer fact of the matter is it's a completely independent system with its own power source, and it's not hooked up to anything. Not SID, not linked to that. Not Psi, not linked to that. It was never linked to the camo system. Completely independent. Unhackable. Anyway, but that's not why we're here, to brag on Sigma. We're here to show you what this device does. This temple-looking thing, built out of many different blocks, is my time machine. Yeah, simple looking, I know. But I need to go back and change something. If you've been keeping up with Batcraft, if you've been keeping up with Batcraft since day one, you know I arrived here at the same time on Earth 2 as my Goody Two-Shoes counterpart. Now, thanks to the series of events that led us here, I am in control of the body with two souls. Two interdimensional travelers, as it were. I am looking to stay in control, so I figure the best way to stay in control is to eliminate him from the equation permanently. That way when I arrive here, I am the only Dr. Alien, and I will be the only Dr. Alien these people know of until my counterpart that is currently here running around in the guise of Stash Man shows up. Ain't time travel and interdimensional jumping grand? This device can do both, but when you think about it, it's all very complicated. But let's get this thing moving, shall we? We've got to do the initialization routine. All right. So just to explain this a little bit, this compass is wired in as, okay, where do we want to go? And we got just to adjust it however many times necessary. Clock for the time dial, of course. A trident to harness the mystic properties of Earth 3. The time fluid and whatnot being pumped through the system by Sigma, of course. And, of course, our little engines and whatnot that are back there that have to be switched on. So, and this here is our final activation button. So let's get everything switched on. Okay, we just want to go to spawn. So spawn, I think, is right about there. And we want to go back about 6 months, give or take. That should be good. And we just need this pointed like so. Upside down trident equals backwards in my mind. Okay. Now we need this one on. And then this one on. And the timing's off, so I gotta start it again. There we go. Close enough. And now that that's all running, let's hit the button and see what happens.